Uber's an app. And what we work on is allowing you to, with the click of a button on your phone, request a car and driver to come to you, pick you up, and take you where you want to go. And as you think about the growth of this business, the Middle East has become a critical growth engine and point for us. This is actually how our product is designed. So you open your Android, iPhone, BlackBerry, this is actually in Dubai, and set your location based on where you are. Hit a button on your phone and a car and driver is assigned to you. So this region has been very interesting for us because the product seems to fit very well with the needs of the market in terms of developing transportation infrastructure and helping to move people around in large, sprawling cities. One of the great privileges that I have at Uber is to oversee in EMEA a team called the Launch Team. This is a group of people that helps expand our footprint by going into new markets and actually building our business in each of those areas. Many of them have very specialized skills in language or work in specific regions. And the skill set that they've developed is, I think, something that is critical now to success in the startup world. This is a bit of a funny slide, but these four things, a diplomat, a teacher, a socialite, and somebody who understands new markets and cultures is really critical to success, particularly in the business that we're in, where online businesses delivered over an app touch the offline world. One of the things that we're focused on is growing our business organically. So you won't see a lot of paid advertising or billboards or TV ads from us. Instead, what you'll see is tie-ins and partnerships. So on the top left is actually the actor Edward Norton, and he was, for us, our first writer in Los Angeles. And so this is something we do in every market, is find somebody who's local, represents the city that we're in, and have them take the first ride. There's a tweet from Britney Spears there, who took Uber to the auditions of X Factor in the US. And then there's also been a big focus on partnerships through companies like Virgin, PayPal, and the NFL Players Association. It's very easy for me to stand up here and talk about a San Francisco startup that has global ambitions. But one of the things that I think we try to focus on is celebrating cities that we're in and being relevant to the cities that we're in and not trying to drop ship an American solution or a San Francisco solution into every market. This is London, where I live, and this is London on a Friday night. I like this photo because I think it shows the complexity and challenges of a city that's moving and the challenges of getting around that city. For us, there's a great deal of math and science behind how we position cars to reduce the amount of time it takes for a car to get to you and increase the efficiency of our driver partners who collaborate with Uber to increase their incomes. One of the ways that we do that is through a product called heat maps. So this on the left is a heat map of San Francisco that actually shows a driver where to go, where they're most likely to get a ride and therefore earn more money. So those pink areas are the warmer areas where clients are more likely to request. That's a lot of the science behind what we do. There's also a little bit of fun as well. We've started to realize that all we're doing as a company is delivering a car to you. Once you get the car, it's up to you what you do with it and where you take it. So one day we thought, what if we deliver something else to you? So on Valentine's Day the past year, we delivered roses to people around the world, and it showed people maybe the opportunities that exist in this space of urban logistics. Our focus is definitely transportation now, but I think it does show some of the possibilities. One of the things that we realized is people started taking Uber more and more. They started taking it for personal events. They started using it to pick up their kids from school, to use to send their families to certain locations, and even pregnant women used Uber to go to the hospital to deliver babies. There's also been a big focus on how can this process of transportation become more safe and secure. And I think some of the things that you saw earlier, the photo of the driver, phone number of the driver, that's definitely a step. We've also built a feature called Share My ETA. And what this allows people to do is actually to send their current location and where they are to a friend or family member and to show them in real time how long it will take them to arrive in a location. A lot of what we do is about adding value, but there's also a component of not taking ourselves too seriously that we pride ourselves on. Every summer, we partner with ice cream vans across all of the cities that we're in, and people are able to request an ice cream van in every city that we're in via the Uber application. And this is something that we've now done last year in over 33 cities. We also now focused on establishing ourselves in big cities, but also going to events where transportation is a challenge. So this was at the Cannes Film Festival in France, where we launched a pop-up service. So we launched our service just for the 2 weeks of the festival, and we're able to continue. We've also partnered with car brands like Tesla, and more recently, to put a product on the road with Teslas, and also recently with GM and Toyota to provide financing for drivers to actually gain access to capital. So the partnership structure of how we operate is strong. We've also done some experiments with boats in Australia and in Amsterdam as well. So that's all well and good. We're a global company like many others. How are we relevant here in this region and in this part of the world? And I think for me, there's a couple of items that are very interesting, right? So this probably looks familiar at some point, right? The traffic and challenges in getting around and growing infrastructure and growing cities. And for us, this opportunity that presents itself to add value from a strategic and logistics point of view, to reduce the amount of time you're waiting, to be able to provide a car when you may not want to drive, is a big part of the early stage growth we've seen in the UAE, and I think what we expect to see when we expand to the rest of the region as well. So the nature of our business is in every market we go into, there are competitors, clones, imitators. It's, I think, the nature of any good idea, particularly because we're one that expands in footprint. I think there's two components to it, right? One is providing the best technology, the best user experience, the best reliability, because when people can't get a ride on a service, that service is sort of gone for them, at least for the foreseeable future. I think the other piece of it, which is maybe more interesting, is on the driver side or on the car side, where it's about earnings and efficiency. And I think we're confident in our both analytical ability and in the marketing growth that we've driven, that we can actually be more productive for those drivers at any given time in the cities that we're in. So those two pieces are our focus points, and I think building this network effect of being able to use Uber in Dubai, in London, and in New York is part of what makes it compelling. Thank you again very much. It's really been a privilege.